This is colleagues in cars sipping coffee or another drink if preferable. Today's interview occurs in the 2012 Toyota Prius Hybrid. This gently used gas-efficient vehicle boasted an amazing infinity miles per gallon, runs on hope and love, and reaches a top speed of 37 miles per hour at the incredible pace of 17 seconds. It also has tires. Today's guest is Dr. Dylan Naeger, chair of the HSS Department, an all-around good guy. All right, hop on in, Dylan. Here, let me move this bow here. Wow, Dr. Dylan Naeger joining us.
Hey Seth, how are you?
I'm doing well. Let's buckle up for safety. We got a short drive. I'll ask you some questions, and all should be good. Welcome to the Prius.
This Prius is getting a lot of mileage.
Yes, it is. All right, so our first episode of CSCOADIP. First question, how do you feel about acronyms in higher education?
It's overwhelming, to say the least, Seth. It's like alphabet soup in higher education. You've got the acronyms for degrees and majors and colleges and accreditation bodies, so it's extremely overwhelming.
Yes, and they're constantly changing.
They're absolutely constantly changing. I think it's a clever way for people to always make you be on top of your game.
Your first degree is an AA in education.
Yes.
From Mineral Area College. What the hell and where the hell?
You telling me you've never heard of Mineral Area College, Seth?
No, I've never.
All right, Mineral Area College, it's a small community college in rural Missouri. It's about an hour south of St. Louis. It was a great fit for me. Growing up in a small country town, it allowed me to stay at home for 2 years, and they had a really good opportunity where school was paid for, and then I also worked as a student assistant with the basketball team.
All right, so in 2007, you were nominated as a faculty favorite here at U of L.
Yes.
And then again, you were nominated for the same honor in 2018. How does it feel to never have won that award?
Oh, it puts me in a good place to know that I have growth opportunities ahead. I've been blessed to be able to be nominated those 2 years, but it would be great to have the chance to win it at some point. So that's going to be something that I guess I strive for.
Who knows? Maybe after this interview.
Maybe.
Absolutely. You were recently promoted to the chair of the HSS department.
Yes.
What has that transition from being just mainly a professor? You were co-chair last year, but what has that transition looked like? You know, what are some of the challenges that have kind of come along with that?
But the transition itself has been a positive one. It's been, with any type of transition, you're obviously going to have to adapt and adjust, and there's been a learning curve. The biggest challenge that you said, I think, has been having to understand that I can have a plan in place of what my day is going to look like, and it's inevitable every day it's going to evolve and change, because you never know when there's going to be a facility issue or a matter that we need to address in one of the classes. So while I can have a plan in place, I have to be adaptable, and that's been one of the biggest things I've had to adjust.
What's one piece of advice you would give students as they kind of either become enrolled at U of L or are enrolled at U of L? What's one piece of advice you would give them to be successful in whatever the profession is that they're going towards?
Narrowing it down into one, that's challenging.
Yep. We only have so much time, Dylan.
Okay, Seth. All right. I would say to don't get overwhelmed. When you think about a college experience and you think about all the different courses you're in, it can get challenging, and you start to get worried about how am I going to get all these assignments done. Take baby steps and accomplish, individual tasks. Figure out what your goals for that day are going to be, and attack it, and attack it, and attack it, and attack it. And don't get overwhelmed with the big picture.
Oh, the railroad tracks.
Come on, sis, slow down.
Yeah, I think that's too. I always feel that, especially this time of the semester, we're nearing the end of the fall semester. A lot of students feel that overwhelming feeling, whether it's because the finals or the hallmark assessments are coming up or whatever. So yeah, I definitely would echo that piece of advice. What's a student pet peeve of yours?
Student pet peeve of mine. All right. I'm curious to see if mine is comparable on your list. But mine would be for students waiting until the day an assignment to do is to ask for clarification on the assignment.
Yes.
When they have plenty of time in advance. So being proactive with your preparation for your assignments, I think, is important.
Yeah, that's one of mine too. Actually, I've just gotten some emails today about the hallmark assessment that was due Monday. Today is Tuesday. So, so what do you see in terms of the HSS department in terms of growth? SPAD department is growing. We have the #1 exercise science program in the country. Our distinguished physical education faculty is still kind of striving to grow. Where do you see it all going?
That's a great question. As you said, we have a lot of accolades to rest on, but then we also have those to kind of move us forward. Sport administration, as you mentioned, is an area where there's still continued potential growth. With the accolades that the program has been given, it's going to continue to have students want to be a part of that program. So with sport administration, we see potential growth in sports analytics, which is an area that is starting to become extremely popular in professional sports. So we see the growth potential there for the program. Sport administration also has started a completely online degree, which is going to be extremely appealing, I think, globally. When we talk about exercise science, as you mentioned, they were just announced as the #1 graduate program in the country, so I think there will be potential for increased enrollment there as well, as we try to create more partnerships with athletic teams, including the University of Louisville Athletic Department. I see the horizon very bright there. And then you, as you mentioned, being a faculty member in our physical education teacher prep program, that is a program that has extreme growth potential as we start to offer a minor in coaching, which I think is going to be appealing for both for our current majors as well as people across campus. So I think the department as a whole has a very bright future.
Well, I want to thank you for being our first guest. That's been a pretty cool thing. Hopefully it's something that'll continue. And with that in mind, who should we here at Colleagues in Cars Sipping Coffee? By the way, we haven't sipped yet, so let's sip. Cheers. Cheers. Who should we have on next in our next episode if this ends up being a continual
That's a
thing?
great question. I think, let's see, who would be a good person? Let's go Chris Greenwell.
Chris Greenwell. Well, I can't wait to get Chris Greenwell in the Prius.